The life sciences are among the most exciting fields to be in today, and as a person closely associated with this area for a long time, would you mind walking us through some of the trends you see in the field?
Oh my. No, I wouldn't mind at all. It sounds like a... Let me sort of take it from the perspective of people who are interested in educational opportunities and where they might go as the life sciences evolve. What I see in the life sciences is an enormous amount of convergence. Okay, and what I mean by that is that the field is we had when I talk about the history of the life sciences, it's kind of silly because it's 10 years old or 15 years old. So history is the wrong word, right? That sort of the short time that we've sort of had life sciences, not just as the study. I mean, we've studied biology for a long time, but we haven't studied them in the way where we talk about making products out of most of those life sciences. That's really relatively new. And that's actually the reason we were formed, because that became a real opportunity to put business and science together. But let me just say, what I see in the life sciences is that there's no longer just pharmaceuticals or devices or diagnostics, which also used to be sort of sub-areas of the life sciences. I see them coming together very quickly. So for example, a really neat example of that is the insulin pump. So what this device is, a little thing that they implant, and it senses what your blood glucose level is, it squirts out insulin at the right time, and it really maintains blood glucose at a really extremely even level, cutting out an enormous number of the really bad, the worst parts of diabetes, which is a devastating disease. Well, the question is that a pharmaceutical? Is it a device? Is it a diagnostic? Yeah, it's all of those, right? So that kind of thing. It's becoming more and more like that because we're being able to put together, computer technologies and robotics kind of technologies and sensor technologies all together a great deal. So what's happening is more and more that's going to happen, and it's already happening really quickly. I would predict that we're going to be able to manage cancer as a chronic disease in many cases. Not all. I don't think it's all going to be that way, but it's going to happen very quickly, very quickly, and it's moving aggressively. Hopefully, we're going to be able to manage diabetes, which is a devastating worldwide epidemic. So we're going to see a lot of those kind of things become controllable, if you will. And I see a lot of that happening. And what's going to drive this industry in the future, and this I'm a little more confident about than my scientific projections, is cost. It's really expensive to do these things and to develop these things and to have them available. But they're really important. I mean, people wouldn't pay a lot of money for them if they weren't worth having, right? So I see, certainly in the United States now, it's becoming almost a crisis in terms of what we're paying for healthcare. So what I see is cost is going to drive this industry. So people who understand the people who are going to be most valuable in this industry as it goes forward are people who have a really strong science background. Okay, and the reason for that is the solutions to these kind of things are two kinds of solutions. One of them are policy, so that's a different set of expertise, and the other are developing new technologies to save money. So I see the convergence of these technologies happening very quickly. We're going to be able to cure a lot of diseases that we really didn't think we were going to be able to cure. I think the other thing that's going to happen is really quick developments in the neurosciences. That's a very exciting area. Hopefully we're going to be able to control certain kinds of behaviors that are inappropriate or problematic. I can think of all kinds of them, obviously. And the other. So let's just stop there for a second. So who are going to be the kind of people who can be most valuable in an industry where you're going to have to develop new technologies that put things together? They're going to be people who understand biology, chemistry, physics, engineering. I mean, deep science backgrounds. And that's actually what I urge young people to do, is get the deepest, most solid scientific background, whether it's math or physics or doesn't matter. I mean, all those things are going to be extremely important, and you can't predict which one will go into any particular area. But a deep science background is going to be absolutely required.